OnlyFans is now accessible in China. Donald Trump wants Chinese help in ending the Russian war on Ukraine, and maybe Beijing will comply since it's being hit with trade tariffs by its no-limits partner. That and more on this week's China News Headlines. Welcome to China Uncensored. I'm Chris Chappell, and this episode is sponsored by Incogni. You probably know that companies are collecting your personal data, but you may not realize just how many. Dozens, maybe hundreds, most of which you've never heard of, and you have no idea what they're doing with it. Incogni helps stop them. I'll explain more at the end. So let's start with something cheery. Human rights violations. After 5 long years away, the NBA is returning to China, with the Brooklyn Nets and the Phoenix Suns slated to play 2 preseason games there. Chinese broadcasters stopped airing games in 2019 after then Houston Rockets general manager Daryl Morey, who looks like he took the words business casual just a little bit too literally, posted 7 words on Twitter: "Fight for freedom, stand with Hong Kong." This was when Hong Kong erupted in massive protests against the Chinese Communist Party. That tweet was later deleted, but as far as the CCP was concerned, the damage had been done. Talk about a sore loser. The NBA's return has reignited old debates over human rights abuses in China, with netizens bringing up training camps the league used to use in Xinjiang, which, well, we know what happens there. And Mark Cuban, who told Megyn Kelly this back in 2019.
They are a customer of ours, and guess what, Megyn? I'm okay with doing business with China.
So you're basically admitting you were bought off to ignore human rights abuses. Now I see why the dude was mocked and ridiculed during our election cycle. But China also now has access to other forms of entertainment, including OnlyFans. Once blocked by government censors, the website was quietly unblocked in late November, according to greatfire.org, an organization that monitors internet freedom in China. Now, the CCP generally has a strict zero-tolerance policy towards websites that post sexually explicit content, and pornography is illegal, so this is definitely big news. After all, they banned people for suggestively eating a banana. Yes, this was a thing in China. Some users on Weibo even began making jokes about the availability of OnlyFans, saying that Beijing was addressing the record-high youth unemployment levels by offering a new form of job creation. Isn't this another measure to provide employment, one person posted? And the bright side, I think this is a way for me to reach a Chinese audience. So I'd like to announce my very own OnlyFans account. I'm calling it China Uncensored. Wait, what's that, Shelley? Oh, it turns out OnlyFans was reblocked in China last night. Yeah, that was short-lived, because it's now China Uncensored censored. Welcome to arbitrary censorship under communism. But Trump's inauguration is coming up, and of course, that's a very special day for him, which is why he wanted his good friend Xi Jinping to attend. Xi has declined. Now, I can only speculate on why any of this happened. Why did Trump invite Xi to his inauguration? It might have been a no-win scenario for Xi Jinping. Either show up and make it seem like Trump is the man in charge, or decline and lose face. Or maybe Trump just had some leftover beautiful chocolate cake from their meeting in 2017. And after the break, Trump wants the CCP's help in ending Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Welcome back. China's foreign ministry announced that it has decided to impose visa restrictions on some U.S. personnel in Hong Kong, who it said have behaved badly and interfered in Hong Kong affairs. Projection much? We'll have to wait for more details on the situation, but it comes amid concerns that U.S.-China relations might sink even further amidst President-elect Donald Trump's vow to impose tariffs on Beijing's flagging economy, and President Biden's recent additional restrictions on semiconductor chip exports to China. And speaking of Trump, welcome to my life for the next 4 years, Donald Trump is calling on China to help end the Russia-Ukraine war. In his typical fashion, Donald Trump took to Truth Social and said, "There should be an immediate ceasefire and negotiations should begin. I know Vladimir well. This is his time to act. China can help. The world is waiting." This comes after President-elect Trump met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and French President Emmanuel Macron a few days ago while in Paris for the reopening of the Notre Dame Cathedral. Zelensky has made statements indicating he would cooperate with Trump on peace negotiations. China has tried to present itself as an impartial mediator in the Russia-Ukraine war, while calling on both sides to de-escalate. Yet, the CCP has helped Russia evade sanctions and provided aid in various ways to Putin. In fact, Zelensky even accused China earlier this year of working hard to prevent countries from attending a quote-unquote peace summit where Russia was not invited. So it's unclear just exactly how China can help with the negotiations. But they might not quite feel so inclined to side with Russia, now that Russia has hit China with trade tariffs. I guess analysts were right, a trade war is imminent, just maybe not between the countries they expected. The trade tariffs affect specific furniture parts and could raise the price of domestic furniture in Russia, according to the Association of Furniture and Woodworking Enterprises of Russia. Obviously, many Chinese commentators are far from pleased with the move. One columnist said if such actions had come from the United States, positive energy experts would have long condemned it as doomed hegemonic behavior. Yet in the face of Russia's ruthless measures, they remain silent, spineless as jellyfish. I guess being a no-limits partner with Russia sometimes means keeping your mouth shut. Perhaps Xi Jinping is just as afraid as Russians are of ending up thrown out a window. Now I've got a video I want to show you that you're going to love. But first, this episode is sponsored by Incogni. Whenever you do anything online or use apps on your phone, there are tons of companies that are collecting your personal data. I'm talking name, social security number, home address, employment history, all sorts of things you might not want to be public knowledge. When I signed up for Incogni in 2022, I discovered there were dozens of data brokers that potentially had my private information without my permission. This was terrifying. So what did I do? I've been getting as many of these companies as possible to delete my data from their systems, and I did it using Incogni, and you can too. Incogni has already gotten my details removed from 393 of these data brokers who've collected my info, and I didn't have to do anything after signing up. Incogni just handles it. So get Incogni for yourself and reclaim your own data. Go to incogni.com/uncensored and use the code uncensored to get 60% off an annual Incogni plan. Get your personal data off the market with Incogni. And before YouTube's algorithm sends you off to some random video, check out this video about how Xi Jinping may be facing a massive revolt. It's a premium video on our new website, ChinaUncensored.tv, but it's only for serious fans. Link is below. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. See you next time.